Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very glad you're here. My name is Jan Bors, and in this video I will be talking about something what concerns me. Of course, there are now new topics about EBU, what they will do, how they will approach new situations, what they will do with the fans, if they create some changes, make some changes after last year Eurovision. Some of you wish that Israel will be expelled from this world, which is impossible basically to do because it doesn't work the way that you wish something. It's a democratic project. It's like if you want somebody to go to jail, you need to go first. It doesn't just work this way. So the light, it's always about light and dark. Anyway, and I was saying like, okay, somebody wrote me like EBU, it's like UEFA or FIFA, Sepp Blatter, and those kind of things which are completely made up. And when I always argument with those people, they don't have arguments. They just simply don't have them. Because first of all, even though I like to compare Eurovision to football, I just really do, but in completely different way. How to develop players, how to develop tactics in this like field play, But by institutions, this is completely something else. First of all, FIFA or UEFA are independent organizations, associations with monopoles on football organizations. So if you want to be part of European Championships, World Championship, you need to be part of those organizations, which are then delivered, they're having money, and they're splitting those money out on those associations. I will be playing with this. It doesn't work the way as you think, because those should be independent on the countries, which public broadcasters, even they should be also independent on the governments. Let's say they're kind of not really, it's a completely different thing. For example, FIFA and UEFA, they have this rule that the government or the politics in general cannot really approach the football at the point to say how it's gonna work or not, or they will be kind of expelled. EBU doesn't have this because EBU is a completely different organization, absolutely different. It's something more like European Union. FIFA and UEFA, they have a monopoly of making big football events. No one else basically can do it on such a scale, and we know that when they tried with this Super League or so, it wasn't really taken good. It didn't work. EBU, it's not that. EBU, it's a organization which gathered all the public broadcast rules applied to be part of it, and it's organizing Eurovision Song Contest, where each country invests. They don't receive money out of it. There is no prize money winning or qualification. Who wants to get at Eurovision needs to pay a fee, and that's it. You're part of it. Not like EBU is telling you what to do. EBU is, of course, doing rules of Eurovision. EBU is creating the space around it, should be the main organizer, helping with organization of for example, this year Switzerland, overseeing it kind of, and being responsible for it. Of course, I'm not sure how really those responsibilities are shared, but EBU has completely different tasks than just Eurovision. It's not a Eurovision organization. Eurovision is just one part of it. The other thing is creating documentaries, sharing news and outlets among all the countries which are part of EBU, sharing environment, also the radio. It's Eurovision. There are some Eurovision projects because they are historically Eurovision, but there are so many more with completely different things, news, documentaries, sports. Eurovision is one of the things. Don't think that, and this is a big difference, right? Because for UEFA or FIFA, football is the thing, just football. This is not a thing for EBU. EBU has completely different tasks, and don't think that the people in the EBU think all the time about Eurovision. It's not the thing. Why should they even be corrupted for it? Why should they even care? It's more about like, hey, TVs, we have the content which we can do together. We have the power to gather you all together. We have the systematics how to do it. We created principles. Of course, it became extensively big. So they need to also care about how to scale up the PR and all those things around it to match the needs of 2025, let's say, of the age when it's happening, and to still be updated, because this is kind of like a big thing for everybody, for the whole Europe after all. But this is it. It's like, don't think they need to do other stuff. They cannot even expel a country like this. If the countries, all of the other countries say like, yes, we want Israel out, or Russia, or something, first of all, there must be like very, very serious reasons. More likely something that those countries completely violate the rules internal rules of EBU. That means all the countries which they agree with, and then those countries needs to decide if they want this country expelled. If they don't want this country expelled, like why should they do it? Like what EBU supervisor should do about it? It's not a emperor with the reign. It's more likely a mediator. It's more likely the person who mediates the agenda, organizing stuff, like the leader of what's gonna happen next or preparing something, but it's not like a person who can say Israel is not going there or this is not gonna happen. There must be always a proven acceptance, and he needs to ask for permission basically for everything. And now, because the craziness happened like this and the probably country were demanding some changes or news or development, they said that the supervisor will have even a supervisor. They will just create another, it's organization. It's normally bureaucratic organization with amazing purpose, and you give it completely different task because you don't want to understand, you don't want to read it, you want to come to your own conclusions without understanding how it really works, what are the responsibilities, what are the needs, what are the necessities, and why should they care? Why should they be even corrupted? Like Eurovision is after all not such a huge thing in the whole scale what EBU is doing. It's maybe the main entertainment project, but it's not a primary project. It's a huge project for a lot of money, entertainment, but the scale of doing for EBU is just much wider, and the responsibilities are just much wider. And this is just I don't know. Don't compare EBU to UEFA or FIFA. Why should they be bribed money? Where is the reason? If somebody can be bribed, if somebody must be bribed, are the actually broadcasters themselves, not the persons in EBU, because they don't have the power to do such changes. They can do agendas, but they cannot do such changes. They are there to oversee that the things the broadcaster wants are happening. This is it. This is the all politics about it. But it's so far from football, very far from football, that you cannot imagine. Like, pitifully, Eurovision is not as big as football also, and also associations of football has nothing to do with government, like UEFA and FIFA has nothing to do with governments. So this is it. EBU has no monopoly for creating entertainment musical show. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Like really. Like if now me, my friends, and we will find a financial background for creating a huge TV show, or not even a TV, whatever show based on music with very similar rules to Eurovision, no one can say anything about it because you can do it. In football, you cannot really do it, and that's a huge difference. So just mind your argumentation, because I think this year showed that if we are not using facts as a facts, and we invent facts and we create on opinions on invented facts, then we are heading nowhere, and you are heading nowhere. You will have a trouble, and the Eurovision will more try to, in general, the environment will try to get you over, because you become dangerous for the branding. No one wants this, because why should somebody want to be attacked for fake news, for fake claims, for completely fake, it's not facts, right? It's lies, basically. Just make it together, be reasonable, and try to understand how it really works. And after all, critics are, in my opinion, very welcome, and there are so many things to criticize. For example, those decisions, right? Because they are just made to make sure that there will be one more report. I think there needs to be strengthened for completely somewhere else. It's not happening because this is bureaucracy, but this is how it also works. But I think you need to give feedback to yourself also. And of course, I'm talking to some of you, not all of you, but I really hope that most of you will write me in the comments below what do you think about it, and if EBU is for you, UEFA, like EBU Mafia. I will name the video like this. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.